Welcome again to the old principal. 我就是老校长 and you have tuned in to an English instructional program. That's right. I tell stories on a pretty regular basis, very regular basis. This story today came off the internet. You can find a lot of interesting stuff on the internet. 在互联网啊，可以看到很多好故事。But now we must look at the story 148, do right because it is right. 要做对，因为该做对的事。Okay, we're going to come back to this in just a minute. But first, Mrs. Ash will read us the story, and then we'll be right back.
Number 148. Do right because it is right. A proverb is an old and well-known saying that expresses a general truth. Some people enjoy reading the sayings of men and women who lived many years or even centuries ago. There are many Chinese proverbs. They are interesting and often have interesting background stories. But I find Chinese proverbs to be very hard. Maybe it is because my Chinese language ability is limited. But there are a few proverbs that I seem to remember well. For instance, Qi Hu Nan Sha. When riding on the back of a tiger, it is hard to get off. The following proverbs or wise sayings apparently came from a high school football coach. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish or wrong motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you gain false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest people with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest people with the smallest ideas. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but only follow top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you help them. Help them anyway. All of this can be summed up in the phrase, do right because it is right.
Welcome back. Are you ready to go? Well, a proverb is an old, well-known saying. A proverb, 一种谚语. Sometimes it's an idiom. Sometimes it's just a special way of saying something. It's a well-known saying. 人人都记得这个. And it expresses on general truth. Express, okay, 说明general 普遍的一个真理. Well, that's a proverb going on. Some people enjoy reading the sayings of men and women who have lived many years or even centuries ago. Maybe you're that kind of a person. They enjoy reading the sayings, 这些谚语, okay, of famous people, well, I guess, of men and women who lived many years or even centuries ago. Many years ago or even centuries, 几百年以前. How about 几千年以前? Well, I mean, you just think about some of the Chinese proverbs, 这些从中国来的这个谚语，几千年的历史 right? And the sayings of the famous King Solomon, 所罗门王，他所留下来的箴言 okay? Whoa! I mean, we're talking about a long, long time ago. Going on, there are many Chinese proverbs. Now, I've been studying Chinese a little bit at a time for about 40 years. And Chinese proverbs, 这种谚语 are very interesting and also have interesting background stories. 很有趣的背景故事. So if you know the story, you can remember the words. The trouble is, I don't know the story, so I have a hard time remembering these proverbs going on. But I find Chinese proverbs to be very hard, of course, probably because I am a 老外, I'm a foreigner. So to understand Chinese proverbs, for me, is difficult. It's probably because my Chinese language ability is 有限, limited. Well, because it's limited, I just have a hard time understanding and remembering going on. But there are a few proverbs that I seem to remember. For instance, here is one proverb that I remember. 有些我还会记得. I don't know how many I really know. 骑虎难下. When you are riding on the back of a tiger, it is hard to get off. So when you are on the back of a tiger, don't get off. Sometimes you'll say it's not prudent to get off. That is, it is not a good idea to get off. Because why? The tiger, 这个虎啊，老虎, the tiger will eat you up. So if you're on the back of a tiger, you don't want to get off. Now, how do you use that? Of course, when you've started something, you can't stop it. 一开始做某一件事情, it's hard to stop. 没办法停, because the tiger will eat you up. So this gives you an idea, from my own personal experience, of one Chinese proverb that I liked. But today we're going to do something else. Okay, the following proverbs. I have written proverbs. Maybe they aren't proverbs, but they are very wise, 很聪明的一些谚语. Maybe not like Chinese proverbs that are so condensed, 很浓缩呢. Chinese proverbs are very condensed, aren't they? But in this case, these wise, 聪明的, 蛮有智慧的谚语, apparently, 似乎是从一个 high school football coach. Now we're going to look at what he said, and we'll take some time on each one because I think it's pretty good. But what is a high school? 他是一位中学老师. Football是橄榄球. Okay, coach, 教练. So he is a football coach. What do you know about coaches? One of the things about a coach, 一个教练, is they are always encouraging. 都是要鼓励他们的球员. Do better. Do your best. Here is how you do it. Okay, so coaches, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, coaches are always trying to encourage people. Going on. Now, here is what he said. So let's take some time. We're not in any hurry. We still have 17 more minutes. So let's take a look at this. People are illogical. Okay? 无逻辑啊. Okay? Logical. If you are a logical person, you are a person who thinks things through. 蛮有思想的 logical, 很有逻辑. Okay, if you are an illogical person, that means you make decisions, 你做的决定是不合逻辑. Okay, so people are illogical. So people don't use the brains, okay? And unreasonable, 这个不讲理 unreasonable, 不讲理 okay? And self-centered, 蛮有自我为中心的. So he's making a general statement. This general statement is that people are illogical, they are unreasonable and self-centered. And he says, after saying all of this, when he says people are, of course, this doesn't mean everybody, but there are plenty of them. 有相当多了. He said, whatever the case is, illogical, unreasonable, self-centered, love them anyway. 不管 they're illogical, self-centered, unreasonable, still you should do good to them and to love them. 还是要爱上他们. Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. Let's go on. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish or wrong motives. Do good anyway. Got it? Let's take a look at it. If you do good, 如果你做好事情, some people, I won't say how many, it just says people will accuse you. Okay? What does accuse mean? 控告. Okay, 控告. Or you say 责怪. Sometimes it's 责怪. Of being 你是很自私的 selfish. Or your motives 你的动机也不对. Okay? Can you imagine that? You're doing good. Okay? And people still accuse you of doing bad or having the wrong motives or being self-centered or selfish. But the coach said, 这个教练说, do good anyway. Anyway. 虽然如此, do good anyway. Next one. If you are successful, you gain false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. Got that one? If you are successful, 你成功的话, you gain, 你会得到 false friends, 假朋友, and true enemies, 真正的敌人. Understand this? I'm sure you've heard this story, or you've heard many stories about somebody who's successful and has lots of money, and suddenly, 突然间, they have all sorts of friends. Why do they have friends? Why does he have friends? Because he has something they don't have. He has money. Okay? So the coach said, if you are successful, if you get rich, 你成功的时候, you gain false friends, 交朋友, 真正的仇敌. But then he said, succeed anyway. 你还是要成功啊。你还是要追求成功啊。In other words, he's saying, don't worry about these things. If you are on the pathway to success, succeed anyway, even if you have false friends and true enemies. Going on. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. The good that you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Now this is interesting because if you do something right and good, 你今天所做的好事, the good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Now, I must say that you tend to think about this. Here I am, 我就是老校长. I have spent more than 40 years of my life teaching and being an administrator and doing things like this. My job for 40 years is to help young people, to help adults. I've been involved doing these things for 40 years. And, of course, the question is, will anybody remember me? Nobody's going to put up a memorial. 他们不会立一个纪念碑啊. That's not going to happen. So, even though, 虽然 the good today you do today will be forgotten tomorrow, do good anyway. 还是要做好事. We go on. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. Honesty, 诚实, 老实, and frankness, 坦白, make you vulnerable. 会使你容易受害. Vulnerable, that's a big word, isn't it? Vulnerable. Okay, I am vulnerable. Okay, 现在很容易受害. So, understand here, if you are honest, 这个诚实, 老实, if you are frankness simply 坦白, it means to tell the truth the way it is. Tell the way you think. Not what you don't tell people what you think they want to hear. Too many people are that way. Too many people just 看对方. They look at the other person and they, in their brain, 拿他的计算机算出来, what does that person want to hear? And then they speak what they think the person wants. to hear. So the coach says, honesty and frankness make you vulnerable, 会使你很容易受害. But then he said, be honest and frank anyway. In other words, be honest, be frank anyway. Be honest and 坦白, frank, all the time, no matter what happens. Going on. The biggest people, this is hard to translate. Okay. The biggest people, with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest people with the smallest ideas. Let me see if I can say this. This is cool English. I mean, this is really good English. But and of course, to an American, it makes sense. But you might not understand, so let me explain it. The biggest people, 最伟大的人, it usually means the biggest people, the best people, 他们也是好人. This is the idea here. With the biggest ideas, 最好的思想, 他们有最好的思想, can be shot down, 能够被什么什么打败, to shot down, shooting a gun, but it just means 被打败. The smallest people, 最微小的人, 还有最不好的思想, 最微小的思想. Simply means that big people with big ideas, 好人有好的思想, can be shot down by the smallest men with the smallest ideas. The comparison here is big people, big ideas, smallest people with smallest ideas. Good ideas, bad ideas, 好思想, 不好的思想, 好人, 不好的人. And it seems, I don't know why, but 经常是这样, that people who have great ideas are not so popular, 不是那么受欢迎呢. But anyway, the coach says, no matter what, 虽然是如此, think big anyway. Still think big thoughts, noble thoughts, good thoughts. Think those things. 还是要思想这些吧. Okay, going on. People favor underdogs, but only follow top dogs. Okay, underdogs. What is an underdog? An underdog is a 软弱的一个人, 弱者. Okay, underdogs. If you're playing a ball game, okay, and during this ball game, 篮球比赛, a basketball game, the underdog is the team that is expected to lose. I mean, everybody knows that they have a weak team. So an underdog is a weak person. Okay, people favor underdogs. People like underdogs. They're always rooting for them. But they only follow top dogs. 他们只能够跟随那些强壮的人. Okay? And then the coach said, fight for a few underdogs anyway. 为了一些弱者要, well, it says fight. 打 maybe 奋斗 maybe struggle 奋斗为了这些 underdogs, these weak people. Anyway, 还是要这样做 even though other people follow the top dog, 这个强壮者 Going on, what you spend years in building may be destroyed overnight. 你用很多年 years 这个建立起来的东西，过一个晚上会被毁灭 destroyed. Even if that happens, build anyway. Even if all of your 成就, all of your success is destroyed, build. Be a builder. Be a builder. And then, finally, one more. People really need help, but they may attack you if you help them. And I even have personal experience in this. Sometimes people need your help, 需要你的帮助. But when you try to help them, they will attack you, 会攻击你. And the coach said, help them anyway. Even if they attack you, help them anyway. And finally, we come back to where we started, going on. All of this can be summed up, 总的来说, do right, because it is right. 因为是对的，你要去做对的事. Our email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com. Our website address is www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, I've enjoyed spending this time with you, and I look forward to the next time that we have time together. Bring a friend and enjoy 老校长. Until then, bye-bye.